What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Rap Talk, the hip-hop show / podcast where we talk about anything hip-hop, interviews, music reactions, music reviews, anything that has to do with hip-hop, you name it. Today, we're going to be interviewing a guy named Cakes Mitchel. He is a super interesting guy, super cool guy. You know why they call him Cakes, right? Well, we're going to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rap Talk. All right, what's going on, you pansies? Welcome back to Rap Talk. I'm your host, Duncan. I am also an independent artist. You can find my music down below. I appreciate you guys being here today. We have an interview with a guy. You might know him from TikTok with the Freddie Show, the Feels Right Donut podcast. You might know him from working with Nic D, but I know him from way, way back, Cakes Mitchel. Now, I don't want to be that guy and be like, oh, I knew him before he was this, but you know what? I don't get to do this often, so I'm going to take this opportunity to say I knew Cakes Mitchel before the podcast, before the Nic D stuff. I knew him, okay? And I knew him before he was famous, so bite me. Yeah, today we got an interview with Cakes Mitchel. Super cool guy, super genuine guy. He used to react to my music in his live streams on his YouTube channel, and he's just a super genuine, super real guy. I appreciate him a lot. I'm so glad he reached out to me on my story to be a part of this podcast. He didn't have to. He's a busy guy. I know. Took time out of his day to come be and do an interview with me on my new show that I'm trying to get going. So I appreciate you, Cakes. We're going to give him a call here on Zoom, and he should pick up, and we're going to get this interview going. I appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, Cakes Mitchel, interview with Rap Talk. Let's call Cakes. What's up, Cakes? Yo, there's the man.
What up, baby?
There's the myth, the legend, Cakes freaking Mitchel, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be interesting because, you know, I told people I was gonna be doing, you know, I had like a lot of small rappers hit me up, and so they're gonna be like, wow, Cakes Mitchel, how did he pull that off, man? That's crazy. How you been?
What's up, baby? I'm doing great.
Good? You doing good? I'm digging. You just repping the Freddie gear like crazy, man. That's all. You got anything else in your wardrobe?
Well, to be honest, it's all I got. So
that's all you got, dude. It is crazy what is going on with you guys lately, bro. Like, just I can't even fathom it, because it's like one of the first artists I can literally say, like, I can be like, yo, I don't want to be that guy, but I can be like, yo, you know them? Like, I kind of knew them before they were like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to be that
crazy.
guy. It's crazy. How did that happen? I don't even. Whose idea was it to do the podcast?
So Nick was Nic D, for people listening. He was posting on TikTok for his music stuff.
Yeah.
Like beginning of the year and stuff. And we've always had like a playful banter back and forth, like when we're on shoots or just hanging out, and like when we're working. And we just thought I don't know if it was like our ego, but we just thought we were hilarious.
You were like, we should film this and we should post it.
Not like an egotistical way, but we just knew that we were like, it was just like, it was like a fun banter. Yeah. So we started the TikTok strictly as like, all right, we're going to film for 10 minutes and then we're going to do just would you rather questions. That's how it started. Just would you rather questions. And we recorded them like 10 minutes and then we uploaded to TikTok.
Crazy. Had
a little bit of traction, but nothing crazy. And then we moved it to push it to a podcast, and we had one that just popped. It was the Stand to Wipe one. And then after that, it just got some traction.
I don't even know. It's like the simplest things that get posted, and I'm like, why is that so freaking hilarious? It's like, I don't even. It's just like the questions that you ask, and I'm like, it shouldn't be that funny, but it is. Like, it really should. Like, it's not.
Facts, it really shouldn't.
I'm like, it's so funny, and my brother showed me, bro. He goes, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, that's Cakes Mitchel, bro. And he's like, yeah, it's Cakes. And I'm like, yeah, it's Cakes, bro. I know Cakes. He's like, you don't know Cakes. I'm like, bro, he follows me. He's like, no, he doesn't. I'm like, I swear, bro. I'm like, I swear on everything. I'm like, literally, I go to my brother. She's like, have you seen this? And he's showing me one of the TikToks. And I'm like, and that was when I found out you guys even had the podcast. Like, I wasn't even aware. Yeah. And I'm like, I see it, and I'm like, that's Cakes. What the heck? When did this start? And my brother did not believe me. I'm like, bro, I swear on everything. He reacted to my music like 3 years ago. I swear, bro, and didn't believe me.
Yeah,
but that's crazy.
Yeah,
insane. So I guess what so you started out doing videography. That's when you were doing the reactions, like back like 3 years ago when I was in your lives doing reactions. Were you doing videography full time?
Yeah, so video has always is my first love, and like what I will probably continue to do for the longest time. I went to school for it. And then when I got out, I have a media production business. So like right now it's like my main income. I shoot a lot of weddings and stuff like that. What was the question?
that was your full thing. That was you do videographer
Yeah.
full time. That's your gig. So then I guess were you and Nic D? You guys live next to each other. Like, so what was the first point of contact? Because I know you shot Worry for him. Was that the first music video you shot for him? Was Worry like
Yeah,
years
Worry,
ago?
and then we shot a song called Trust Your Insides on the same day.
Who came into contact with it? How did that start? How did that even begin? What
So
happened?
yeah, so I obviously have my YouTube reaction channel
Yeah.
where you can listen to rap music
up
and
the hoo ha, yeah.
yeah, no big deal.
No.
And then we had a mutual contact. I don't know if you know the rapper Justin Stone.
Oh yeah. I got a little beef with him, but I'm not gonna get into that right now.
So I knew Justin, Nic knew Justin, and then through that with that mutual connection, Nic found me through that, and I don't remember who hit up who first on Instagram, but we quickly like started talking.
Gotcha.
I saw he was a photographer, so we started talking about that, like even before he introduced his music and stuff, which I appreciated because there was a lot of people at the time that would just like send me links to the music, like, yo, can you react to this type of thing? Found out organically that he made music. Found out that we lived relatively close, like 2.5 hours away from each other. And I was like shook when I heard his music. I was like really floored because
like,
there was
it's not basic stuff. It's like you're like, okay, well, we got something here. You know what I mean? Like it's
for sure. Because there was only a couple artists that I've listened to for the first time and knew that they could be something.
Yeah.
That was like Hobson, Futuristic, Prince EA. There might have been a couple others, but like those are like
when you shot Worry for him. I think you were playing it in a live, like before you were reacting. Like you played it, you were like, yeah, I just shot this, and then you were gonna react to people's music. And like I heard it, and I'm like, okay, this guy he's super small, right? It was like less than, not that it was not nearly what it is now. And I'm like, okay, you can just tell. You're like, this guy, there's something there that's not like your average YouTube rapper. It's not your average artist that you hear. You're just like the potential there is just something different than you typically see in a normal
bro. It's like if you ever have the chance to meet Nic, you can just. I felt like the first time I met him, it was just like his aura. Like he's like such a pure human, and just like everything when I met him made sense. Like from like his tattoos to like how he carried himself, how he talked, his hair at the time, the kinds of music that he was interested in, his influences in music and stuff. Everything was like. It was like a light bulb. I was like, there's no way this guy is not going to like become something. And I just wanted to do my part in anything that I can to like help him achieve that goal because I just believed in like, it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when.
Yeah. It was like, what do we got to do to get to that? We're just going to do what we do. Cause like the mini jam sessions, like I miss those, but like he's the first person that put into my head, you guys really as a group put into my head that said, hey, you can be a rapper and you don't have to just make music. Like you can do this. You know what I mean? So like that was like in my head, I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here weeks at a time, not putting tracks out. And so in the like literally the only reason ever light bulb went off is you don't have to just post a song with lyrics or post a picture with your song and hope it does well on YouTube. Like you don't got to do that. You can do so many different things. Like the mini jam sessions, I'm like, what can I do that isn't copying this? Like what can, you know what I mean? I'm sitting there, I'm like, what can I make that isn't something so similar to this? So I'm sitting there thinking, didn't come up with anything, but still it's more like it still led to other things branching off. So like you came up with the name Mini Jam Session. I think I heard you guys talking about that, right? Minivan.
Yeah.
Mini jam.
So at the time, that's when like quarantine first started. Nic like made a studio in the back of his van. Like, it was just a thing. He was recording there anyway. And then
what was it like? He just no spot at the house, the kid, like what was?
Well, it was like his only time to work on music at the time was like late at night, and he had a wife and a kid, and he didn't want to like be loud doing that, so he would just go out to the van. They had like hooked it up and just went from there. And then he was like, he was already making music in the back of the van. I was like, we should film out of the back of this and just do live like versions of it. And that's even before he uploaded that stuff to TikTok, because that was just like a YouTube special kind of thing at the time.
That it's crazy to me too, is just how simple re-rapping over a song. So like you guys are taking the mic, he's rapping it live, but the song's playing in the background. Like it's crazy how simple that is, but like I've never seen anyone else do that. It's just like, let's take the song and let's re-rap it in the back of a van. and it just worked, and it just everything flowed. Even now, like you're throwing the popsicles at him, I'm sitting there dying laughing. You're chucking popsicles at this guy, and he's just re-rapping the song.
Yeah.
That's all. He's re-rapping. You're chucking popsicles, and it's hilarious, and it just works. And it's just like I don't know. It's super encouraging. It encourages me, and like other artists I know are just like, yo, we don't have to just make music. We could do. There's so many options to what you can do to get your sound out there. People don't want to watch you.
I think one of the biggest things that people don't realize, because a lot of artists will put a lot of stock into the music, and that's great. Like, I think that first and foremost, music should be the main thing. But a lot of people, I don't think, realize as an artist, because they value their music so much, is that a lot of people value a personality.
Yeah. 100%.
And at least for me, there's artists that I love their personality, and I don't even necessarily love a lot of their music most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll follow, like, for an example, is like a Logic. Like there for sure is music that I love by Logic, but there is some music that I'm like, it's like whatever. But I just love him as a person so much that I will continually follow.
Yeah, just because you like who he is, and you can.
And if Logic was coming up now, I have no doubt in my mind he would have a TikTok, and he would be so entertaining on TikTok.
This boy
and
said
he would have his raps and stuff. But
this boy said he retired, just dropped an album.
That man is a genius.
I said,
bro.
You did not retire and drop an album in the next year. You just can't. You didn't retire.
He had no intentions of retiring, bro. Like I really feel like that man is playing chess, and he knows how to get it, like how to gather attention.
I didn't even know he was dropping an album. I saw the album and I'm like, he didn't retire, bro. Bull crap. He dropped a full-fledged album, bro. Like a full-fledged. It wasn't like 3 songs he had laying around. This dude dropped a album, like an entire album.
Yeah.
But insane. It really, honestly, what you guys do, like, you guys might not realize it with everything going on, but like, I have so many artists that are just like, they bring it up now. They're like, bro, do you see this? Nic D, do you see Cakes Mitchel? Do you see this? You see what they're doing? Like, you don't even realize it, but the impact it has on like artists like me, or like who are still trying to make our way, trying to find our way, like, impact it has just been just to a different degree level of motivation. Like, I never thought in a million years that I could drop 2 tracks a month. That was my goal this year, 2 tracks a month. I'm copying the guy, whatever. I'm doing it. I'll full-fledged say it. But like, I never thought I could do it. And I see you guys doing the videos. You're doing it. You're doing it. And I'm like, I could do it. And so that's like, it just, I don't know if you realize it, but just so you know, you're way more motivating to so many people out there just doing what you're doing. You guys are having a blast with it too. Like, I can't even explain the merch. Like, you guys are just spray painting shirts, and I'm like, why the heck do I want that so bad? Like, I will spend top dollar right now to freaking get that. The vibes where you guys are making it, the vibes are so good in the videos where you're showing yourself spray painted. I'm like, I don't even want the shirt. I just want the vibes. Like, I want to know that shirt that they got right there is mine, and like, I want to wear.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys got a crazy thing going, especially with the Freddie thing. I feel like that potential of the Freddie is just limitless. I feel like.
And I would push a lot of artists that I just don't. I think people undervalue personality when it comes to anything. So it's like you'll put out a vlog or whatever, and it might only get like 50 views.
Yeah.
But those 50 views, like those 50 people value that.
Yeah.
And it is way better to have like a small niche like come up than like to blow up for a second.
That one of those 50 people might hit your Spotify link and save a couple songs, you know what I mean? Like, you never know what.
Yeah, or they might buy a t-shirt and then you have,
100%.
whatever. And it's like, I would encourage people to put out a lot more and to be a little bit more like transparent and vulnerable on camera.
I don't know if you've seen my TikTok. Okay, it's definitely fallen off. It's not good anymore. So I think I might make a new one. But I had a group. My friend messaged me. I used to be in a rap group with them called Rappers of Our Generation. I think that's what it was called. I can't remember. And we were Roog Records. And so they messaged me after a couple years and they go, bro, get on TikTok and tell people you're going to be a famous rapper and they need to hop on this bandwagon. I'm like, all right. So I post it, a couple thousand views. I post one, 2.2 million views because, and they think, and all be just me saying, I am going to be a famous rapper next year. Make sure you follow, make sure you comment day one so I know you're a day one so I don't forget you when I blow up. Blows up, get like 148,000 followers from it, right? And then I'm sitting there and I'm posting. And now I'm getting like 300 views a video. And I'm like, this is just the saddest thing that's ever happened ever. And so one thing I want to question, I have a question for you really is, what is your thing? Like, that whole account was based on follow me before I'm a famous rapper. And I feel like people didn't see they didn't follow because they liked me. They didn't follow because of my music. They didn't follow anything. They just hit it real quick and moved on, and that's why the account isn't doing so good. So what is your encouragement if you're going to go outside of music and you want to be like, I want people to follow me because of my personality. I'll drop music maybe once a month, twice a month, but I'm going to post every day. Should they get a niche like the mini jam session? Should they do re-recordings, or can people post? I see people post videos of themselves like promoting a song. What do you think is the best? Is it multiple posts a day? What is your take on social media right now?
Yeah, I'll speak on TikTok just because that's what I know the most of. The algorithm is always changing. Me and Nick still don't understand it. We're posting probably one time a day right now. But there'll be some times that we'll go like a day or two without posting, and that's fine. But I truly believe it is quantity over quality. Like, I'm not saying post like 5 times a day, even though Gary V is probably on that wave. I think last time I checked, he's posted like 3 times a day, and I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, we did that at one point. At our peak, we were posting like 3 times a day. But I think the fault of follow me because in a year I'm going to be a famous rapper. You'll get the follow, and I think that there is value in someone coming to your page and seeing you have 150,000 followers.
I did get some people. I did hit like a couple thousand monthly listener on Spotify. Blah blah blah. This hit that. Like, it did work for those few that did hit the link. But I can't post a video now and make it. There's nothing. There's no one on that page. Like. And so I personally, my perspective was they didn't follow for me. It wasn't the content. It was just me, what I was saying. They didn't follow because they liked what they saw. They just followed because they felt like they wanted to be a part of something.
Yeah. What I say to a lot of people that like, so they'll have a spike, right? 2.2 million views on a video. And then you'll ride the coattails of that for a bit, and then it'll drop down, but then you'll have 300 views of video. But you have to realize before you had that spike, you were getting like 50 views of video.
Yeah.
So you have to look at your baseline of like, if you have nothing going on, that spike, it feels like it really didn't do that much for you, but it pulled your viewers up by 250 things per video. And if you're staying consistent on that, there will be another spike. You're going to have another $1 million or a million view posts. It's going to happen if you're studying the algorithm, understand why certain videos blow up, and we can get into that if you want. But people are discouraged, and I'm like, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And
TikTok is where I encourage every single artist that I meet, that I talk to, anything. I'm like, bro, if you're not on TikTok, you're not doing something right now. Because, like, you can't blow up on I'm sorry, this is just the way it is. People can't disagree with me anymore. You can't blow up on Instagram. You can blow up on YouTube, do some remixes, whatever. I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. I just don't do it. You can't blow up on Instagram. You can't blow up on Twitter. You can't blow up on Facebook. The only spot I feel for traction right now is TikTok. That is like the most beautiful social media that has ever come to existence, to where you can become famous. People, there's Clinton Kane. Have you heard this guy's music?
Yeah.
Dude is sitting at like 15. I checked his page. I checked his Spotify. I'm like, oh, he's got to be doing all right. 15 million monthly listeners from TikTok, bro. I was like, he's got to have a couple 100,000. I was blown away. 15 million when I checked it a couple months ago.
And people don't understand that this organic TikTok of being able to get this much views this quickly, it's not going to last forever. They already issued like a thing where you can pay to have your videos promoted now, and that wasn't a thing 2 months ago.
I saw ads now. I'm like, oh great, that's fantastic. This is great.
Yeah, but it's still, the organic is still there, but it, like, people have to realize it's not going to last forever. So like, you have to be on TikTok right now. I'm beating over the head every time I talk to them, Atlas and NK47. I'm like, guys, you have to get on TikTok. And they're like, I just don't really want to. I'm like, it's
the way right now.
Atlas's biggest thing was like, he's got a thing going on with YouTube, and he is doing this thing. I don't doubt it. But I was like, bro, if you just take the same clips and make it feel organic to TikTok, and just use that as a platform to push more people to your YouTube. Because you can link your YouTube in your main page, and you can just tell everyone at the end of your video, go follow me on YouTube.
Especially with the covers he does, those do so well on TikTok. Like, if he was to post those dramatic covers with a nice video, and even his original songs, like, he kills it every time. Like, he is one of the people I could just see doing so well, like Clinton Kane almost on TikTok. You know what I mean? He could just blow it out of the water.
Yeah, I agree.
Because his voice is crazy unique. NK, I know you shot a couple videos for NK. That dude kills it every time. And I feel like I follow him right now, but I don't see a lot of him. I don't know if is he somewhere else right now? I don't see him on Instagram, at least. I follow him on YouTube and Instagram, but I'm like, I saw him the other day, and I thought, is he? Did I follow?
Yeah, I saw him just post something recently. He hit me up a while ago. I think we tried to do a video in August, but it didn't end up.
I love that video
through.
you did in the woods with him. I was like,
thank you, bro.
I don't know how it looks so good. I was like, this is crazy. And plus, you shot the one for Icy Pop, right? You shot that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dude, if I could tell you, just so you know, the progression you've had in videography, at least for music videos, is like insane. Like I've just like watching it, just each video, I'm like, it's just a little bit more, a little bit more. And now the Icy
shout
Pop,
out to
I'm
Nick
like,
for Icy Pop, because Nick actually put a budget behind that. So that was, thank you, Nick. Yeah.
Budget. He's like, Cakes, like, I've been working without a budget for I don't know how long.
Well, most of the time we'll show up and we're just winging it, for those music videos.
I do with my wife. I hand her the camera and I'm like, yo, we're shooting a video. She's like, where are we going? I'm like, I don't know. Get in the car. We're doing it. Every comment I get on my YouTube, really, bro? Duncan's in the woods again. I'm like, bro, what do you want from me, man? I'm like, I got woods. I live in Michigan. I got woods everywhere. They're like, Duncan back in the woods rapping. I'm like, you know what? Like, forget it, man.
It is good because I really feel like in 2019 when I was working with Nick, he was putting out song music video every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Are you putting a music video every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks.
Just a song. Yeah, good.
Music video. And the quality I have right now, I would, if you can, take some time, go listen. I feel like I'm at a point to where I grind it out to the point where I have music that is so good quality. I got I pay a guy to mix it, super high quality. Everything I do is better. If you go play, like, if you find a song, go play Vengeance after this, you're gonna be like, okay, it's a good song, but the only thing is, I need to get better at video. So I'm investing in, I got a better camera, I got some lighting, and that's my biggest thing this year is to grow in videos, because I'm like, I got music. Like, I got music that I know is like, there's an audience for it now. I feel like I grew to a spot where I'm like, I got the quality, I got the lyrics, I got the flows, but the videos are just lacking right now. And love my wife, shout out to my wife. Nothing you're doing, okay? She can't see what's up here.
Yeah, I get it. And I think one of the biggest things too, I think a lot of people are afraid to, and a lot of people aren't, to like mimic what other people are doing.
Yeah, I'm not afraid. Shout out to Nic D and Cakes. I've taken it.
But there was a good quote by Logan Paul, and whether you love him or hate him, one of the biggest things he did, he was putting out the 4-minute vlogs on YouTube. This was like a year ago.
I watched,
and they were like exploding. Yeah, and they were great vlogs. But I mean, that was David Dobrik's thing, and he was like, I think he said one of his best talents is not to be able to be the pioneer to go out and do something, but to let the pioneer go out and let him find the correct path. Yeah. And then he's the second one right behind.
Yeah. That's what TikTok is too. It really is people just doing what other people are doing. Like, I've seen people put in comments like, we're not giving credit to the right person. And this guy's like, I don't care who gets the credit. All I know is I saw this, I did it, and mine blew up more than someone else's. And it's really what it is. I didn't even like Logan Paul, but I would watch his 4-minute vlogs because they were quick entertainment. I could click it and know that I'll be out in 5 minutes and I'm going to laugh and have a good time in this 5-minute video. Like, it was crazy. Now that that's brought up, what is your take? Are you trying to see Jake Paul get knocked out? Are you a Jake Paul fan?
I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I think that he is a guy that, I think he just.
You think the fights are paid off? You think Tyron took a dive?
No, I
was there. I went and saw the fight live because I think it's entertainment. I went and saw it, and I met the Barstool Sports guy, president. Yeah. I met him. We're getting pizza. He comes up right behind us. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, hey, and I'm like, are you really waiting in line right now? I'm like, do you want to cut? And he was like, really? I could cut? I'm like, do you know who you are? I'm like, you can feel free. I'm like, go ahead. Cuts us in line. And this dude, I was like, are you a Jake Paul fan? He goes, I don't know, bro. You know how much money I'm making? I was like, okay, he's right. But I root for Jake Paul. I swing that way. I want to see the YouTuber turned boxer go in and kick some tail. That's what.
Yeah, I love to see that. I'd love to see that too. I think Jake has really taken boxing seriously, and he's gotten really, really good at it.
I have a few people that I know, like family-wise friends, they go, this guy sucks, he's paying everyone. I'm like, I want you to go follow him on at least 2 different social medias, and you're going to see that he's working his tail off, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, people don't see him actually train. They just think he's a boxer. He's going in boxing. I'm going to go. I told my dad, my brother, my grandpa's like, I want to see this guy get knocked out. I'm like, go follow him on Instagram and tell me you don't think that he actually looks pretty good at what he's doing, though. Because I'm like, he clearly is working. It's all I see post out, boxing. He's clearly working. I'm like, well, I can't knock it. I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Pure entertainment.
Jake's a hustler for sure. I don't know the guy, but
necessarily, you know. Do I like him as a person? I don't know, but I want to see the YouTuber turned boxer go in there and knock out some professional people. That's all I want to see.
And it's crazy to me that like even Logan boxes and like he's not nearly as good, right? But I'm still excited to watch him box.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, like why?
Floyd Mayweather.
I don't even like boxing.
Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather.
The Paul brothers have put in so much attention on the boxing scene, and the people that are like, I hate them because they're not real boxers. I'm like, they are like highlighting a sport that people really don't care about.
My family will be like, I hate these guys, and I'm like, yeah, but we both know that we're gonna make a group chat and talk about, are we coming over Saturday for their next fight? We all know we're gonna go pay the pay-per-view and we're gonna watch the freaking fight. You can say you hate them, but we all know that we're gonna go watch the fight together. But
I think the Paul brothers are crazy smart, man.
100%.
Like they're
100%.
Like for him to go and do the whole thing that happened with the suicide thing, and just completely flip his life around to doing the boxing thing, and then he went to the daily vlogs, has the podcast now, bro.
People think that was a stunt too, because like Logan, I thought I saw something saying Logan said he didn't even see it, that he just pays someone to edit the videos and put it out, like, and like they had a really strong connection, and like he just thought he knew what was okay and what wasn't. You know what I mean? Like they film it, this guy edits it and then puts it out and then he has a team that puts it out. He doesn't sit there and watch it. He just makes the content.
Wow, really? He doesn't have 4 minutes.
So he doesn't have 4 minutes of his own time to watch. But they said, he was like, this is what I saw a video, I can't remember, it was years ago, but he said he didn't even see the video and then it went out. And he approves them, I guess, but he said he doesn't really watch them. He'll just be like, yeah, you guys know me, what I want on the video, approved, put it out.
Yeah.
But that was I don't know if it was staged. I feel like it wasn't. I feel like, I don't know. That's a long time ago. But I'll ask you like 2 more questions and then we'll let you go. I don't want to hold you all day. What is the future for the podcast? What's the end goal here? Are you guys going to get an official? Are you guys going to get like one of those desks and be like an official crazy thing? Are you still going to, because what you got now is working like crazy. So I don't know if taking it to like that next professional level would be like, it might take away from like, I feel like it might take away from like the genuine vibe you guys get off. So I don't know. What's your guys' plan for the future on that?
Yeah. Our whole thing is we just go with what feels right. So, I mean, the whole thing feels right, don't it, So right now, my girlfriend just got a job. So right now I have a lot more structured time, right? Yeah. So now I know for sure 2 days a week, I'm going to be with Nick filming content. Yeah. So we actually we just released another podcast and now I'm uploading, I'm splitting it up. And I'm taking like 8-minute clips within it and uploading those separate chunks onto YouTube. So like our volume is going up in that aspect. And we're going to be putting out, I think 2 a week is the sweet number for us.
Yeah.
We want to stick with the organic vibe. Like what I think makes it really different from a lot of other things is that it feels like it could be filmed in anyone's house.
Yeah, 100%. You guys are lean back. You got the iPhone mics. Like that's to me what creates that vibe of like you guys are, and like the jokes you have are in the banter you guys have is genuine, but the scene is also genuine. So I feel like if you guys got a table and professional mics, it might be like, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it works, but I feel like what you guys got going works so well, so it's kind of hard to like think about what you could upgrade. But is it an upgrade or is it actually a downgrade?
Yeah, I mean, some things that we are looking to upgrade is right now we live stream the podcast, but it's not the same audio. So we use lavalier mics, but there's a recorder in the devices, and then we use like post production to do it. So we might get like a mixer to like have the lavs go into the live feed and then have that just upload instead of having to edit it and then upload it. So doing that, we're now using like a actual like DSLR camera to like stream the videos. we would probably look in the future to have someone come on board to be the camera operator, to have like 3 angles and use a switcher to cut between the 3. So things like that, but we want the overall aesthetic and vibe to remain the same. So I don't think we're going to go full impulsive and buy a $75,000 cable and stuff, but
I think you guys,
I mean, but if it feels right, it feels right. But
you know, and it's definitely interesting to think about, because you guys got the brand, you guys got everything, and the feels right donut to me is just like, it's like you guys were like a duo, right? And people could see that, but I feel like the feels right donut makes it like a team, like they can see that and be like, I know what they do, I know those guys, that's Cakes and Nic, you know what I mean? And like it's just so simple, and I love everything about it. I gotta still buy some of the merch. You guys got merch out right now, don't you?
Yeah, feels right, that shot. But one of the biggest things with when we started it is we knew from the jump we wanted to brand it.
Yeah.
So Freddie was already a thing before we started the podcast. Mm-hmm. Nic already had a hat and stuff, and he created that like earlier in the year. But we knew from the jump, if we started wearing the Freddie merch, like in the videos and stuff, it would create a brand outside 100%. Of us.
Yeah.
You know? And even if you look on all of Nic D's like Spotify like, I don't know, album artworks or whatever, he has Freddie at the bottom of all of it. So I think long term the idea is to take Freddie and like try to brand it as much as possible, kind of what Logan's doing with Maverick. Like he has the Maverick like athletic clothing and stuff like that. Have it, I mean, it'll always be tied to us, but have it, if possible, like also be his own kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. It's like it's interesting because like you guys make that, and it just makes seeing something like that just makes me want to go do something like that. And it's like, I don't know, like I said before, you guys motivate way more people than you know, because I'll see it and I'm like, man, how the heck do they get that idea? I'm like, that is it's just so genuine. So I appreciate you being here today. Is there any socials you want? Actually, I got one more question. Are we gonna get an album, or are we doing what's the move? I know he just had a girl. People don't know this. Nic's got 2 kids. People don't know that. People don't know that, bro. I found out he had a boy. I was like, Nic's got a kid? I go, Nic's married? Yeah. And then he started putting songs about his wife, and I'm like, Nic's got a kid. And then he just put on there baby girl, and I'm like, this dude don't sleep. When do you guys sleep? I don't know, man. It's crazy to me, but we got any plans for you think you got a plan for an album?
Nic has,
tell it to my 7 subscribers.
Nic has probably, no exaggeration, probably 250 to 300 unreleased songs. So, and
gosh, how?
It's tough. It's tough for me because he has songs from 2019, many songs from 2019 that he's made, and I just know some of them will just never come out, right? And it's hard for me to wrap my head around. There's a select number of songs that are out by Nic, and that's people's perception of Nic, but I know everything that he's made.
Yeah.
So my perception of Nic and what he's made is like, that's crazy to me. But man, he's got so much music. He is releasing an album, I think before the end of this year.
You heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first. But actually, what is the future for Cakes too? Because I know a lot of people, they found you through Nic D, they found you through the podcast, and they kind of think Cakes and Nic. This was I like this because people can just see Cakes, and Cakes used to do live reactions. Cakes was a hip-hop reviewer, and one thing I always appreciate about Cakes is Cakes was one of the only reactors that was not afraid to tell somebody if the song sucked. I've always seen people, they pay someone $5, they react, and they go, that's super dope, bro. And I'm like, what's this guy talking about? That's trash. Cakes will be like, listen, bro, you need to change your flow. You need to get a better mic and find different beats. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's the whole thing. He just said that's everything. That's the whole rapper right there. And so one thing I liked is Cakes would be real with you. You paid Cakes to live react to a song. Cakes would tell you if he liked that song. He'd be like, yo, Duncan, I like the one you sent last week. This one, I'm not about it. And like that's one thing I always appreciated. It was just like you weren't just gassing people up because they paid you and you were trying to keep good vibes. You would tell them straight up, I don't like this. You need to get a better
I think
mix.
A lot of people are afraid to tell people how they genuinely feel.
Yeah.
And I think that people don't realize that a lot of people are open to hear people's genuine opinion on stuff. But they just don't want to be mean, right?
Yeah. You said it in a good way too. You would just say,
there's a way to say stuff.
Yeah.
There's a way to say stuff with and rap it in love. Like, no, your flow is not good, but yo, make a song every other day for the next 3 months. And then I want you to look at that song and then come back and look at this song and just compare the two.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think like there are some good qualities that you have here. I like your cadence or whatever it is, but you know, it's just like there's ways to say how you feel, but then give direction about how they can improve.
100%. The one thing that made me actually send my music out is I would pay a few different reactors to do it. And I remember you would tell me, and you're like, listen, Duncan, you got a good flow, beat selection, but one thing, you got to stop mixing your own stuff, bro, because it's just not your gift. And I'd be like, you'd be like, you got to stop. So I'm like, so I'd send it out. I started sending it out, and I work with, you know, Abstract. You did the whole song, the vampire song and interview and everything. That was awesome. I send it out to his guy, and he also mixes some of Sick World stuff. And like, it's been like 2 years now, and we have such a connection to where like the quality is just like, that's why I just urge people, find someone to send your music to that knows what the heck they're doing, because you would be so shocked about the difference your song will sound like. It'll sound like terrible.
Facts.
You might be a terrible rapper, but these people can make you, like, I sing in my latest song and it sounded terrible when I sent it to him, and I'm like, he's going to laugh his tail out. Send it back to me on key. Can't tell it's auto. Perfect, bro. It was flawless. But I appreciate you being here,
amazing.
Cakes. If you guys want to check out Cakes, where can they find you, Cakes?
Just follow me on TikTok, bro. At the FRDI Show.
The FRDI Show.
And then, and then I'm on Instagram, just at Cakes Mitchel.
At Cakes Mitchel. All right, guys, you heard it here first. I appreciate you being here, Cakes. And you guys know why they call him Cakes. You guys don't need to know that. I appreciate you, and and I hope to talk to you soon, man. I appreciate you being here. I know this probably isn't something that, you know, just shows you're a really genuine guy, and I know we go kind of way back, and it's just appreciate you being here, even though I just started it.
Sure, bro.
Thank you for giving me your time today. It looks like we're going on like 30 minutes. I know I said it'd be like 15, but I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no worries. We can go longer.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll keep it short. I don't want to take your time. I'll see y'all later, man. Thank you. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was my boy Cakes Mitchel. Super cool guy, super relatable. He inspires me beyond belief. Definitely one of the people I would not be where I'm at today if it was not for that man. So I appreciate Cakes being here. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Got to dive in a little bit more about the FRDI Show, learn a bit about Nic D if you guys haven't heard of him, but also get to know my main man Cakes. Super cool guy. So I appreciate him being here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think this is episode 2 of Rap Talk. We got plenty more coming, plenty more interviews. Going to be doing some music reactions soon. So make sure you comment down below who I should react to, who I should interview, anything like that. And as always, keep it cool, keep it collected. Drink your coffee, drink your water. I appreciate you. And peace out. Back in a rap with a vengeance. When I walk by, better stand with attention. Used to write raps in the back of the tension. Now I get paid when my name gets mentioned. I get high off all of this tension. I cut ties based off of intentions. They want me to give them direction. Bring up work and they get pretentious. That boy's so sick with the flow. I already know. I do not dilly-dally with my goals. I want to just really rally up the bros and go see the world and sell out the shows and do all the things they said that I won't. Every high got a low.